A lot of you have noticed that we haven't been posting actively every day on social media lately like we usually do. And we've received a lot of messages from people who really miss waking up with Wilbur and us in the mornings. Sanctuary family, we have been put into a position where I am absolutely terrified to post anything on social media, and I can finally explain why. Wilbur, his friends, and all of the animals here at the sanctuary that you have all grown to know and love desperately need your help.
Over the next 30 days, everything is going to change, and we need your help to make sure that the sanctuary survives this massive change.
For the past few years, I have dedicated myself to sharing every single part of our journey with you all through social media. I've shared the animals' incredible personalities, and beyond what I ever could have dreamed of, we created a family of over 4 million supporters that have become our sanctuary family and part of our herd. But the next part of this journey is going to be beyond what I ever could have imagined, and just like every other step of the way so far, we truly cannot do what we are about to do without you. So I want to be completely transparent. Just like always, I'm going to share and explain everything. When we first started Alyssa's Animal Sanctuary, we never imagined that it would become what it has become, because I never really had any idea what a massive need there was for someone to be a voice for these animals in this community that I grew up in. In 2018, we suffered through Hurricane Irma, which was a Category 4 hurricane. We were displaced from our home for almost 2 months. When we were finally allowed to come back home, we were devastated by what we saw. Animals were left behind, still roaming the streets 2 months later, dragging ropes and halters that they had been tied up with, injured from surviving a hurricane, and starving to death because the owners had left them to fend for themselves.
We immediately notified the county and tried to locate the owners, but with no luck. Unfortunately, our county couldn't take them in either. They were all at capacity due to the hurricane and just couldn't take in the animals. So we decided that we would do what it was necessary for them, even though they weren't in the best of shape and we weren't financially prepared to take them on at all. But there was nobody else, so we stepped in.
So we began to care for the animals and do what we could. Not even a year later, I suffered a rare heart attack out of nowhere that almost ended my life at the incredibly young age of 26. Truly realized that life is just too short to spend a single second of it doing something that isn't meaningful to you. So I decided to dedicate my life to the animals that had no one else. The ones that were abandoned, left behind, neglected, and unloved. And so we officially established Alyssa's Animal Sanctuary as a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to helping animals in need. We really quickly learned that we were the only farm animal rescue in our county, and there truly was a massive need. We began receiving phone calls daily, including calls directly from Collier County Domestic Animal Services requesting our help. So let me explain so you can follow along with me. Collier County DAS are the ones who come and regulate everything that we're doing. We get frequent inspections to verify that we are registered, permitted, and the animals are all cared for properly, and of course that we dispose of their fecal matter properly and safely and all that. They inspect us, they approve us, and they permit us to allow us to continue doing what we're doing. In fact, we even took in everybody's favorite pig, Wilbur, right after an inspection. So DIS asked us to take in a baby pig that had been dropped off at the shelter that they couldn't care for due to him being so young. So young that they weren't even able to get him fixed before they adopted him out to us. So, of course, we agreed, we took him in. Actually, fun fact, DAS were the ones who named him Wilbur. Anyway, so over the years now, Collier County has inspected us, improved us, and we've continued taking in various animals in need and just going about trying to provide the best of a service that we possibly could for our community. Anyway, let's fast forward to the current situation that we're in. We were served by Collier County Code Enforcement Office a permitting code violation stemming from a complaint filed by a disgruntled neighbor that just doesn't want us here. So the complaint talked about multiple things, but one of them was how we have illegal animals on the property. So according to the Code Enforcement Office part of the county, pigs are completely outlawed in Collier County, no matter how you're zoned, even if you're zoned agricultural, unless you have over 20 acres. FYI is like 1% of Collier County because there's not lots of large plots of land here. So the only conditional use for you to have a pig is that you must have a child registered in the county fair that is showing that pig. And in that case, then you can have that pig on your property for 16 weeks, and that is the only exception. Some other restrictions that they have is no invasive species, no matter what. Invasive being animals like Muscovy ducks or peacocks or peahens, which brings us the problem of the county asked us to take in PREA. a peahen. So here we are thinking that we're doing everything the way that we should be legally and thinking that we're over here helping out our county. And imagine how shocked we are now that the county gave us animals that are technically considered illegal to own. And it just makes no sense that if it was illegal for us to own these animals, why the county would be giving them to us in the first place, and how they're passing us on inspections if we have these illegal animals. Well, after a week of going back and forth at the county office, what I have learned is this. Apparently there are 3 separate county entities that have absolutely nothing to do with each other, and they don't work with each other in any way. So DAS, the one who regulates what we're doing, apparently only regulates animal husbandry, which is the cleanliness of the animals' enclosures and what we do with all the poop. And FWC only regulates things like we're permitted legally and licensed to own these types of animals and that our animal enclosures are up to par and everything like that. And apparently code enforcement regulates what types of animals that we are allowed to have and how many animals that we're allowed to have on a property due to the location and the county muni codes. But here's the part that makes no sense to me. Code will apparently never come out to your property unless a complaint is filed. So in essence, I could literally have hundreds of thousands of illegal animals on the property, and as long as it's clean, Collier County DIS will pass me and permit me for everything, giving me the assumption that everything I'm doing is okay, even though what I'm doing is actually considered illegal in our county. Wouldn't it make sense that if Code was in charge of regulating these things, that they would be giving animal-related organizations or businesses annual inspections in the same exact capacity that DAS and FWC do? Because the thing is, it isn't just us. There are other organizations that have been operating at the exact same capacity here in our area for 20 plus years in our community. And they are under the exact same assumptions that we are, thinking that they're doing everything right by the county because they're being regulated by the county. But ultimately, Code, a different part of the county, could come in after they have been around for 20 years and forcibly remove animals that the county has known about since the start. It's not okay. So here we are now being given 30 days to remove the animals, but here's the kicker. If they come and forcibly remove the animals, they would bring the animals to DAS, who wouldn't be able to take them in. So what would happen to them? And if they did take them in because the county seized them from us, then what would happen to Wilbur, the illegal pig? Would they just euthanize him? Or would they just adopt him right back out to the people who live in an area that can't even legally have him, only to turn around and seize him again later on from the people that adopted him from them? And now we are put into a position where we are forced to have to move immediately to be able to save our herd. I'm terrified to show Wilbur's morning wake-up videos or our daily routines that might show any animals that might be deemed illegal and incriminate us even further. You've all been here with us watching animals like Wilbur grow up, and now I feel like you're missing so much because I'm scared to share anything right now, and it's not okay. We need to get past this as fast as we can.
Here's the plan, guys. We're working hard to seek a temporary extension and petition the county for an exception to continue operating and keeping the animals while we fundraise for a 20-acre property that'll allow us to keep the sanctuary open.
We have big dreams of rescuing so many more animals. I feel like we literally are just getting started. But we also recognize what a massive need there is here in our county, and we really want to stay here so that we can continue to be a service to our community. We also know it's going to be really costly to rebuild the basic buildings for the animal shelters right away, and not to mention the process of moving our entire operation and all of the animals to another location is going to be substantial. But I know in the bottom of my heart that this is a massive opportunity that we're being given to do so much more for our community and animals in need. I'm a firm believer that everything truly happens the way that it's meant to, just like the way that we started. Listing our sanctuary home for sale made me cry harder than I ever could have imagined. We have put so much love and dedication, time, passion, and for sure blood, sweat, and tears into this home and this space, but I know everything happens for a reason, and I know a reason is so that we can do more. Change is never easy or comfortable, and even making this video for us to ask so much has been so challenging, but this is where I get goosebumps. Crazy as it is, I feel like we are lucky enough that we have already found the home for us. We went out to go view some properties. That's 20 acres that would allow us to be permitted and zoned to do anything that we would like to do. And get this, it's located off of Sanctuary Road. Family, we really need your help to make this happen. A true community is not about geographical location. It's about recognizing that we're all connected and that we are all responsible for what happens next. When they say you can change the world, this is what they're talking about. This is your chance. If every single one of our 4 million supporters across our social media platforms gave just $1, we would have well over what we would need overnight to be able to continue doing what we're doing. We urge you to go to our website and join our $1 donation challenge to help support our mission. We're gonna live stream and record this entire move and journey, and we're gonna take you all along with us for the ride. Help us save Wilbur. Help us save our sanctuary. We truly, truly cannot do it without you.